Tick, 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 tock, tick, 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 tock. I am a bomb with a clock, ready to explode, implode, or slowly erode. I was a bomb with a clock, wired tight. There was no forgiveness, no trust left in her eyes. I had become a ghost in my own home, a zombie wandering hallways she no longer cared to walk beside. And the cruelest cut, even my baby girl, the light of my life, 15 days new, was stolen from my joy. I couldn't hold her freely, couldn't laugh, couldn't be a father without judgment. Every move policed, every choice corrected, told what to do, how to act. Even down to the socks on my feet. Not allowed to wear black socks, as if cloth could define character. Tick, tock, tick, tock. What am I? Some kind of jack? Waiting for the box to spring open, face twisted, laughter forced, while the marriage burns to fumes. No gas, no spark, no fire left. She hated me. And no matter how much I clawed, I could not change the past. My mistakes were carved into her memory like scars that never healed. Yes, I had lied. Yes, I had stumbled. Yes, addiction had eaten pieces of me, but I was clean. Yes, I was fighting. I was clawing my way back. And still, she kept me chained, a puppet on thin strings. Dangling, trembling, dreaming in black and white nightmares where I was nothing but chopped liver, served cold at her table of bitterness. I asked myself, is this the end of me, or just the beginning? Because every curse has its breaking point. Every witch's spell eventually fades. And the wicked witch, yes, I named her so. She had placed a curse on me, solidified my insanity, poured vanity into my veins, and left me wandering streets questioned, imprisoned, cheated of life itself. My spirit swam in profanity, a drowning man screaming at the stars. What am I worth? What am I left with? But here's the thing about bombs. When they explode, they don't just destroy. Sometimes they clear the ground for something new to grow. Her wall was too high, her forgiveness locked away, her love gone, like gas drained from an empty tank. So I asked myself, why waste 40 more years living in hell? Why waste my life waiting for her to let me in when the door was never going to open? Tick, 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 tock. The curse shattered, the strings snapped, the puppet cut free. And though I was left with scars and ashes, I walked out of that cage, out of that hollow marriage, into freedom. Yes, the road was brutal. From 2015 to 2019, I bled, I sweated, I crawled through fire. But the chains broke, the ball was cut loose, and I found my breath again. I stand here today, not as a perfect man, but as a free man. Divorced, scarred, but alive, and most importantly, still a father. Half the time, but all the love. And that, my friends, is enough to keep me going. So to every man out there suffocating in quiet desperation, told how to act, what to say, when to breathe, know this, you are not alone. The ticking you hear, it isn't just the countdown to your end, it's the rhythm of your rebirth. Tick, 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 tock. It's time to choose, to free yourself, to live on your own terms. Because the bomb you fear exploding isn't your death, it's your liberation. Tick, 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 tock, ready to explode, implode, or slowly erode. The clock keeps ticking, a relentless reminder of the time I've lost and the time I have left. Each second feels like a hammer blow, chipping away at the walls I've built around myself. I am trapped in a prison of my own making, the bars forged from guilt, shame, and regret. I was a stranger in my own skin, a puppet dancing to someone else's tune. The strings that controlled me were made of expectations, judgments, and the crushing weight of past mistakes. I remember the day my daughter was born, a tiny miracle wrapped in pink. But even in that moment of pure joy, I felt the shadow of my failures looming over me. I couldn't fully embrace the wonder of fatherhood because I was too busy trying to prove myself worthy of it. Every day was a battle, not just against my own demons, but against the constant scrutiny of the woman who once loved me. Her eyes, once filled with warmth, now burned with distrust and disappointment. I became a ghost in my own home, tiptoeing through rooms, afraid to disturb the fragile peace. The addiction that had once consumed me was gone, but its echoes remained. I was clean, but in her eyes I was forever tainted. Every gesture, every word, every breath was analyzed and scrutinized. I couldn't even choose my own socks without her approval. Black socks became a symbol of rebellion, a tiny act of defiance in a life that no longer felt like my own. Tick, 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 tock. The sound haunted my dreams, a constant reminder of the time bomb I had become. I was wired tight, ready to explode at any moment. But the explosion never came. Instead, I imploded, collapsing in on myself, a star going supernova in slow motion. I tried to rebuild, to prove my worth. I clawed my way back from the abyss of addiction, fought for every inch of progress. But it was never enough. The past loomed large, an immovable mountain that blocked out the sun. In the quiet moments when the house was still and even the clock seemed to hold its breath, I would ask myself, is this all there is? Is this the sum total of my existence? A man defined by his mistakes, forever paying penance for sins that could never be fully absolved? The answer came in whispers at first, then grew louder with each passing day. No. This couldn't be all there was. I refused to believe that my life would be nothing more than a cautionary tale, a warning to others about the dangers of falling from grace. So I made a choice, a terrifying, liberating choice. I decided to stop being a bomb waiting to explode and instead become the explosion itself. Not a destructive force, but a transformative one. A big bang that would create a new universe, one where I could exit and exist on my own terms. The process was painful. Divorce is never easy, and when children are involved, it becomes a tightrope walk over a canyon of potential hurt. But I knew that staying in a marriage devoid of trust and love would only teach my daughter that relationships are about endurance, not joy. I faced the demons of my past head-on, no longer hiding from them or trying to outrun them. I embraced the pain, the guilt, the shame, and used them as fuel for my transformation. I learned to forgive myself, even when others wouldn't. I learned that redemption isn't something granted by others, but something you claim for yourself. I learned that the ticking clock isn't just counting down to an end, but marking the beats of a new beginning. Today, I stand before you not as a perfect man, but as an honest one. I am divorced, yes, but I am also free. I bear scars, but each one tells a story of survival, of resilience, of the indomitable human spirit. And my daughter? She sees me now, truly sees me, for half the time, but with all the love in the world. I am present in a way I never could be before, unburdened by the weight of a failing marriage and the constant need to prove myself. To those of you out there who feel trapped, who hear the ticking of your own internal bomb and fear the explosion, I say this: don't be afraid. The explosion you fear may be the very thing that sets you free. You are not defined by your past mistakes. You are not bound by the judgments of others. You are a living, breathing, evolving being with the power to rewrite your own story. It's the steady beat of your heart, reminding you that you're alive, that you have the power to change, to grow, to become more than you ever thought possible. Tick, 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 tock. With each second that passes, you have a choice. You can remain frozen in fear, or you can embrace the rhythm of change. You can stay trapped in a life that no longer fits, or you can break free and create a new one. So listen to the ticking. Feel the urgency it instills. And when the moment comes, don't shy away from the explosion. Embrace it. Ride the shockwave into a new life, one where you are the author of your own story, the captain of your own ship. Because in the end, we are all bombs with clocks. The only question is, will you let your time run out in fear, or will you detonate on your own terms and light up the sky? Boom!